birds, look. You over there feeding the birds, ain't it? Joey Digital. I'm out here at the beach, kicking it. Fort Lauderdale Beach. You already know what it is. This is the Joey Digital. This is the Joey Digital. This is the Fort Lauderdale Beach. You are the collective. I may be the collective when I watch one of y'all videos. But listen, what this message here is all about is we are spiritually protected, all right? We are spiritually protected. Not neglected, but projected to be the best yet, you know. And if you ever think about all the stuff that we just made it up out of, the only reason why we made it out of that stuff is because it was a part of our journey, you know. The trials, the tribulations, the setbacks, everything that we've gone through that probably would have destroyed other people, we had to go through it because it's a part of our story, it's a part of our journey, it's a part of what we asked to come here to do, you know. And you know, for a lot of us, it's almost as if we have shaman energy, you know, the energy to transmute negative energy into positive energy, the energy to transmute positive energy into great energy. You know, we are taking all energy and making it good. Like, we're one of those people, we're one of those ones, you know. We can walk into any room and we can adjust the trajectory, we can adjust the trajectory of anything that is projected in that room, you know. We are the adjusters, we are manifestors of unlimited positive light energy, and we're spiritually protected, you know. We're spiritually protected because a lot of us, once we made up our mind to do our journey, that's where the first trial started, you know. It seemed like everything was fine as long as we was doing everything that we was expected to do, you know. But because we made a decision to be authentic, and be our true self, now the battle began to stop us from telling our story. Because a lot of times our story, if we tell our story, it'll shake up a lot of things, you know. Like, you know, I just had a video where I was talking about you know, like, shake up the room, you know what I mean? And so, you know, a lot of people don't know, right? They don't even know why they don't want us to tell our story. They just don't want us to tell it. They don't, not that they don't care about us, but it's just like they rather us not, you know, be around, or not be in that room, or not come to that place, or not, you know what I mean? And it's something about us spiritually protected people that it just kind of makes other people's energy become disrupted. And you know, we're not really disrupting anything. It's just a matter of, you know, a lot of people are not awake to their true power. You know, even though everyone has their own destiny, everyone has their own reason why they are here, you know, some people don't choose to, they're not really choosing to do what they were asking to come here to do. You know, they rather just, you know what I mean? shoot the breeze and have fun, and you know, which is nothing wrong with having fun and everything like that. But it's just, you know, it comes a time where, you know, while everybody else is having fun, you got people like you who are really doing the work, who are really doing the work to see why you went through certain things, doing the work to see why certain things happened to you, you know, to figure out answers to things that happened 5 or 10 years ago, or find the answers to things that could happen 5 or 10 years from now, you know. Because as spiritual beings having a human experience, we are able to time travel mentally, aka astral project. You know, we are able to go back and get information from the past. We are able to go forward and get information from the future, and we apply everything now, you know. And we can speed up the process if we want to, or we can slow down the process if we want to. And a lot of people don't like that. They want things to go the way they want to go, you know, even if it comes to a point where, you know, they, hold on a second, sorry about that. Even if it comes to a point where they need to win first before they can accept your win. You know, some people would, they rather win first and cross the finish line. Then they're cool with you coming along and winning, you know, because it's, you know, there's a lot of times where people are worried about the timing of how things manifest. But as you all can see, I don't wear no watch, so to me it doesn't matter what time it is. I don't care about the time. When I wake up every day, it's time, you know. When I wake up every day, I'm on time. I'm early on my purpose, because that's what I want to do. This is what I want to be, is on time. I want to be purposeful. I want to be purposeful, full of purpose, you know. So to people who are sleepwalking, or people who, you know, feel like they could do it later, or next week, or next month, you know, or there's other types of, you know, there's places too that actually push this kind of mindset too on people. You know, there's places too where they say, you know, you could do everything at one time. You could do your purpose and do everything else. And, you know, a lot of time it doesn't work like that, you know. And that's kind of why things may take longer to happen, you know. Even if it means feeling blessed, you know. For a lot of us, feeling blessed is a shift of energy. You know, it's just a shift. It's just a decision to feel blessed. You know, to give gratitude, to give thanks. You know, and actually, even though you can never repay God, you can never repay the universe back, the best thing you can do is walk in gratitude and be appreciative. That's even though it seems like the least thing you can do, it's the best thing you can do. It's one of the best things you can do, but the other best thing you can do is be authentic in doing that, you know. And you know, this is kind of a part 2 to my other message, Shake Up the Room, or I forget what I named that video. If y'all remember, go ahead in the comment section and hit me up. Hold on, I want to show y'all this. I think I showed y'all this in the beginning of my YouTube journey. Look at this mural, man, down here at Fort Lauderdale Beach. Firework, man. Listen, I've been creating art too, so I'm gonna be showing y'all some of my artwork that I created too this week. But yeah, man, you know, it's a lot of distractions nowadays. But like I always say, you know, it's all about what you don't focus on. Whatever you don't focus on, you're able to focus on other things. You know, if you don't focus on the distractions, you're able to focus on the things that are purposeful. You know, and you know, when you focus on your purpose, you become happy, because you make up in your mind that choice to take the harder path with the best results. You know, a lot of times the easiest path don't give you the best results. The easiest path gives you a harder result. It's almost like that cliche where it says, you know, what do they say? Hard times make strong people, and good times make weak people or something like that. So I don't know, man. I remember, well, I don't mean to say I don't know. I'm just saying that like verbatim, I don't remember how it was said, but it's, you know, anyways, take it how it resonates. But I choose the hard path, you know. I chose, and I'm gonna always choose the hard path, because I don't expect, shout out to Bruce Lee, he says, you know, he said, I don't ask for times to get easier. I don't ask for times to get easier. I just ask to have more strength to endure the harder times, you know. And I know that we're capable. If we really tap into our true potential, we are capable. We literally have God's energy flowing through us. We're just an envelope. Our physical body is an envelope, and the energy inside of us is God's energy, you know. And once you tap into that, you really do have enough strength to get through hard times, you know, especially if you cancel out the noise and you really get into your own self, you know, you get into what it is that motivates you to be you. And, you know, a lot of people, that's where the distraction comes. They don't want you to really find out who you truly are. They want you to hurry up. They want you to hurry up and do the things how they want the things to be done, you know. And, you know, I just want to be clear on, first of all, because, you know, on this YouTube journey, it's more about y'all getting to know me, you know. And of course, as y'all know, with Hollywood, it's about keep your eyes on the star. But I'm here to tell y'all, you the star. You're the star. Even when you turn this video off and you make your own video, or you do your own thing, even if video making is not your thing, you're still the star of whatever it is you're doing. You're still the number one of everything that you are creating, you know, whether it's videos or whether it's not videos. So it's you know, the reason why I was making that video the other day, and why I'm touching on it now, is because we have a true purpose to awaken the people to their true power. It's not about really necessarily fighting the system or anything like that. It's about creating our own system, you know. It's about, you know, why should we be so disconnected from who we truly are, and then we're going to be sad too, you know. That's not fair, you know. And then there, you know, I was talking to this guy the other day, and you know, I never heard it said in person. I've always saw videos about it, but I never heard it said in person. And I love that he said, you know, you don't get any auditions in life. You don't get, there's no auditions. It's like either you get the part or that's it. You get one chance and that's it, you know. And there is no do-overs, he said. And I sat and listened. As much wisdom as I have, I sat and listened, because listen, anytime there's ever any wisdom, I always sit and learn what I can learn from it, you know, because I never wanna hit that like button, you know. I never want to sit in a space where, you know, I know more than everybody, and, you know, no, I don't know a lot of stuff, and I actually do want to know a lot of stuff in regards, you know, like I don't want to have so much knowledge where I can't unsee certain things either. So I always practice balance. Even though I'm a seeker of knowledge and wisdom, I do seek balance, you know. And I do understand and understand, you know, there's a lot of information overload. Right now is a wealth of knowledge and wisdom going around, you know. And that's why right now the best thing you can do is heighten your discernment levels, because, you know, maybe it's not meant for us to know every single thing, but what is meant for us is to know what we need to know for our journey, so that we can apply what we need exactly to what it is we're trying to do while we're here on Earth in the third dimension, you know. And I feel like the last season, the previous season of my life, it was the most hardest, because I realized all the stuff that I thought people were putting me through, I made the decision myself to go through. And it was like, dang, you know, excuse my language, you know, hit that like button, but almost hit a cursor right there. But hey, listen, man, it is what it is, you know. But I had, you know, it was the first time where I really had to sit with myself and say, you know, nobody's putting you through anything. You made these choices. You know what I mean? I had to look in the mirror long and hard and say, hey, you know, nobody forced you to do all of that stuff. You could have relaxed. You could have went somewhere else that day instead of going this, you know, whatever. And you know, and I owned it. You know, I owned all of that, and I took it and I worked with it, and I didn't make any excuses, and I didn't project onto people and say, oh, I could have been further ahead if this and that. No, I took it as wisdom, applied knowledge, and I transmuted. I transmute the negative energy and made it positive, and I took the positive. What could I learn about it? The positive part of what I could learn about it, and I said, okay, well, next time around, if there is a next time, or if I see the signs, I'm not going to do that thing again, even though I know how to get out of it if I'm ever in it again, you know. And you know, you are spiritually protected, because you know, there's plenty of situations, you know, where it could have finished me, you know what I mean? It's like that Locks verse. It said, I could have 10 times, 10 times, but that made me live. I ain't gonna say the word because I don't want them to take my video down, but I could have, I guess you could say unalive. I could have 10 times, but that made me live, you know, because the amount of times you could have been finished, but you survived all of them, it make you more alive in the moment. It make your levels of thinking sharper, because you know how to get out of certain situations, you know how to maneuver through certain situations, and once you get out of certain things, you start learning how to isolate yourself. So now you're not even around nobody that's making you make decisions, you know. So now you see people coming from, you know, a mile away, you know what I mean? And you're not really beat, you know. You're not beat. You're like, hey, oh, that's what y'all coming around for? Okay, I'm out. Yeah, it's just one of those things that keeps you on point, you know. Listen, I love y'all. I'm thinking of y'all. I will see y'all in the very next video. All right. Peace and love. Namaste.